Oh, it's the 6th of July 2018 at 2:30 p.m. I haven't done a video this week, or at least I don't think I have. I've been I'm setting up another channel that I've had in mind to do for some time. It's a real problem because uh, it's very hard to is to do one to do two at the same time because they both require a lot of thought. I find myself walking around thinking about what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so I can't be doing that with two separate channels, or at least I don't think I can. But I don't know. I actually I had a Skype call with Captain Bob this morning. It was great. He called, wondered where I was, and I explained the situation. And I said, "Oh, there's that. And also, I'm not really providing MGTOW content, and you feel as a content provider, you sort of feel a bit awkward. It's like you're in the content in the MGTOW space, but not really, like conversation." What's that got to do with MGTOW? I mean, I could probably argue it's got lots to do with MGTOW, and probably a major part of the problem between men and women, but and also people and people, men and men, just people in general. But it's not classic, complaining about what women do, and look, frankly, I just don't want to go there. It's down here. I don't want to be down there. I want to be happy and productive and creative and live longer, that sort of thing. Yeah. So anyway, Captain Bob and I got to having a meal together. That thing that's impossible. Nobody can understand. How do you have a meal online? he had a couple of steaks that were past the use by date, so he ended up cooking up both of them, and so I had noodles. I had breakfast while he was having late night dinner, I suppose, or second meal, I suppose. So I just had my speakers on, and I was cooking, he was cooking, and we were just walking around chatting. We don't have a problem doing that at all. And look, and he's barely even Skyped. He's only just started a month or two ago. But it seems that the people who have been online a lot longer are so caught up in, typing. They just can't get outside, can't think. To them, it's normal now. I hate typing. It's such a waste of time. It just, type. It takes you half an hour to say what you're going to say verbally in, a few seconds. So anyway, getting back to the story, we had a meal together. We chatted about all sorts of things, personal life and what's happening in our lives and what have you. Anyway, we sat and ate the meal, and he had a steak and I had my noodles. And at the end of it, he was, I could see the look on his face. He's like, yeah, and he said, I'm thinking about that other steak. So I thought, look, just to explain, this is back to our conversation thing. What I do is look for humour opportunities or an opportunity to enlighten it. So I'm looking for either some sort of silly problem, not a real problem, not a real shitty problem that nobody wants to talk about, or something to convince somebody about, some sort of nonsense. Okay. So I set about convincing him to have that other steak. He didn't want it, and it was good. You could just see the mirth was building. It was just. I don't care whether he has a second piece of steak or not. He probably doesn't either. But it was just, I was just, just chatting to him, just trying to get him to, okay, what about that? What you'd like to have it with me? He said, yeah, I would actually. And I sat here and I thought, why the hell can't a woman do that? Why? I mean, I'm not bagging women here, but I mean, it just wouldn't happen. I can tell you that now. It just for some reason, that wouldn't happen because they don't have this in mind. They've got something else in mind. They're running on their brain on a couple of other words. I don't know what those words are, but I'll guarantee you, it could be convincing and a problem. Like I'm not. The problem could be she's not married, and how do I convince him to marry me? That could be the problem. But I mean, it's at that level. It's not like the problem of, and what's the problem with having a second piece of steak? It'll keep him up till 4 o'clock, he reckons. So then you've got to deal with that reservation and try and talk him into having the piece of steak. I mean, it's harmless, it's fun, and by the end of it, we're having a laugh. So the mirth was starting to build. So after that, we chatted about this and that and something else, and we got to the point where it was falling back down again. And even Bob said at one stage, well, the conversation's just about done and that sort of thing. So I thought, okay, let's just see whether it is done, whether it is possible to get it up here again. Plus, I like to, I like to see him having a bit of fun. I like to have fun myself. So I started telling him about my new venture. Just in a nutshell, it's for kids, okay? And I'm going to pretend to be a gypsy. Well, I was going to pretend to be a gypsy up until Bob told me the idea sucked. He said, for one, really, you'll get strikes for cultural appropriation. I thought, oh shit, will I? He said, yeah. Yeah, you'll get. I go, well, there you go. Yeah. But now I was already in a good mood. I got there with a steak. All right, so my head was filled with Now, had he told me about cultural appropriation and I wasn't there, so I was only here or there, he would have taken me down to criticise. I would have seen it as criticism, okay, and it would have just gone me complaining how unfair it is, and it's just see you later. Yeah, and we would have left the conversation off in that mood, or at least I would have been. Okay, but because I was already up here into a mirthy sort of mood, we had fun with it, and at a point I said, you watch this, Bob. We're talking about discussing and making plans for how I should run this new channel. Not that he has any idea of it all of what I'm doing, but I said, you watch. We'll get up to entertainment in a minute. And sure enough, we both finished off the conversation. We're coming up with the craziest ideas, all of which I'll use. All right, absolutely crazy, stupid ideas, all of which I'll use. Okay, but the whole point was, just by using the mind visor or screen, I'm not sure which to call it yet, but just by thinking about where we were and where we were going, and and I know it now inside out. I thought, we're here. We're up here. I reckon there's a very good chance we'll go to there, and we did. And yet we were flying, man. We were having a ball. Now this is two men living on their own, both with major problems, with family and that sort of thing. We should be unhappy and drinking ourselves to death. All right. But we weren't. We're actually having a good laugh, having a good time together. And it's at the other side of the planet, and it amazes me. It really does amaze me that things as simple as having a meal together online, or doing that for one another. It's just, honestly, it's so simple. Yeah, you do have to sort of follow where you're at, and it's like flying. But we were up here. We got up to around there with the stakes, and then we started to come down again. Up we went again, just by aiming by that, and then up to there. And it was invigorating the conversation. It was energising it, and it was good fun. I was delighted. It just showed me it was, because I hadn't thought about it for a few days. I thought, it's possible. And you just have to just keep it in mind. Think, we're down here. Let's get up here. Let's go. And then, it requires a bit of thinking, a little bit of thought. But I can't see why a woman can't do it with a man as well. It just depends. It depends on the problem and what you can, And if it's serious, like I need money. How do I get money out of him? Or I want to get married. It's just going to be a dick dropper, a shoulder slumper. Okay. So you're looking for humour opportunity. You're not going to get it in those sort of problems. So you have to look for it in the conversation or in something you're doing. Scratch around for something else. Just don't go for the obvious ones. Oh my God, my rent's due this month. Where am I going to get the money from? Yeah, well, that's just not going to go anywhere. It won't fly. It won't get you to that stage. It'll actually nosedive you back down to here. Yeah, so I don't know. Women and men together, men and men together, anybody and anybody together. Yeah, it's that. And it's fine. I think I'll probably add more to it. I've added a bit more to it now. It's just, and it's getting more and more. But if you can get out of there and get up there, hey, look, you don't need alcohol. I didn't have any alcohol. I had a couple of cups of coffee. We're having a great time. Good laugh. And it's easily possible. But any women watching, look, it's not going to be that easy to get. But that's what you're looking for. Problems, convincing, but light ones, not heavy duty ones, not boring ones, not ones that are, you're looking for ones that you can get some humour opportunities, Or if it's not mirthy, if it does, at least it's really good spirited. But yeah, aim for the top, aim high, go for entertain. Yeah, you can do it, and it's just why not? And the more you can keep yourself up there, so then when the negative shit comes along, yep, you're up there already. You can get up again. But if you just allowed you to drag down, every opportunity to drag it down, yeah, we're all going to live in misery. Yeah, and just it's great for alcohol companies. I'm sure their profits are going through the roof at the moment. But if you can do it without that, yep, you won't need the booze or anything else. Anyway, good talking to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.